Sip Rajendra ji, Sip Atmatray, Sip Ansul, Sip Yogini, welcome, Sip Krishan, Sip Bliko, Sip Giridhar, Sip Nichani Ashok, Sip Kaumudi Sip, Sip Samatma, Sip Bliss, Sip Sagai, Sip Rekha, Sip Swati, Sip Paratyama, Sip Buddh, Sip Mrs. Sadhwani. Welcome to the call. Administrator, today's subject. Does the soul reincarnate? Does the soul reincarnate? We've always had this coming up and down as a subject in between our discussions, but I don't think we've had a subject. Have you had a subject like this, Girish? We've never had a subject. Does the soul reincarnate? Rumata ji, bataiye. Does the soul?
Pranam Guruji, Shivoham.
Shivoham, bataiye.
Soul doesn't reincarnate because it is supreme immortal power.
But
and
many
soul
people...
is spark of unique light which arrives at the time of conception and leaves the body at the time of death.
But many people say it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita that soul will reincarnate.
No, Guruji. Soul is immortal. It has no birth and no death.
Okay. I don't know how many people will agree with you, but let me ask others. Let me ask everybody who is on this call. I need more spiritual champions. I believe Girish wants to speak. So I thought Girish's name hand came up. Okay, who would like to speak about the soul and incarnation? What do you know? Does the soul incarnate or not? What according to you? Ashok Chotwani. Thank you, Ashok. Thank you, Rumataji. We always need people to break the ice. So it's very important. Ek baar discussion shuru hota hai, there is no problem. We only need the discussion to start. Chotwani, Ashok, bolo.
Yeah. Soul is one divine universal power, the spark of unique life, which is not created or destroyed. Soul is immortal. So there is no question of reincarnation. At the time of death, soul becomes one with divine soul, which is omnipresent, just like air in the atmosphere.
So, but many people believe the soul will reincarnate. So, what is you and Rumataji? How sure are you? How sure are you? How sure are you and why?
But there is no death and birth of the soul. Soul is supreme immortal powers.
But soul is only soul. Na? Soul is not sip. Na?
Unique life. Spark of unique life.
Chidanand, does not the Bhagavad Gita say somewhere that the soul reincarnates, Chidanand?
No, sir. Oh,
no?
Shivam, Guruji.
Shivam, sir.
Yeah. It is a causal body that goes into this cycle of birth and death, the Jivatma. But soul is a part of Parabrahma.
A lot of people come and tell me.
That's why Jiva and Atma, there is a distinction between Jiva and Atma. The Jiva, it goes into the cycle of birth and death. That is a causal body, which is actually the seed body, which is having seed body, causal body, subtle body, and the gross body.
So is everybody clear about this? Because some people came and asked me, what about transmigration of the soul?
No, that's an English language problem, because English language, there is a confusion between soul and spirit.
Okay.
But I think there's absolute clarity in the Sanskrit Vedic scriptures. We say Jiva is the one which is going, it goes into this cycle of birth and death.
Okay. Okay, so I'm throwing open the subject. I thought this was a very big subject, but you all seem to be, everybody seems to be very clear. Everybody seems to be a master. Rajendra ji, aapka kya hai, Rajendra ji? Soul ka kya hota hai? Rajendra is a new champion in the group. Let us ask Rajendra, what is his opinion?
In my opinion, the soul is basically the part of that super consciousness, which is all pervading. when the body is developed in the because of the karmas and all that in the womb, that soul, that basic energy enters and creates this everything. Because of the karmas,
So
when
does the soul?
karmic effects.
Yeah. So does the
I'm not able
so
to
does the soul
understand.
reincarnate? Does the soul reincarnate?
I feel like that. Yes.
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 See, Rajendra believes soul reincarnates.
When we say it is a spark of the super consciousness, so naturally it comes back.
That's so good. Now thoda confusion आया, थोड़ा अच्छा है, थोड़ा अच्छा है. So Girish, I want Girish to clarify, and then Bliko, I want your opinion, because so many masters. So Girish, tell me, Girish, does the soul reincarnate?
Can you hear me?
Oh, very well.
Soul has no birth and death. That's
Okay.
why the question of reincarnation does not arise.
Okay.
Only the mortal reincarnates. It takes birth, dies, and takes a new birth. But
Okay.
whereas in the case of soul, since it is eternal.
So why does, for example, Rajendra ji thinks that soul reincarnates? So do you have any reason to?
I think he has studied it in a different viewpoint or context, and he got confused that it refers to soul, because different writers under different circumstances use the word soul in different contexts. That makes readers to believe that soul reincarnates.
Okay, so Rajendra ji, I want you to observe the discussion and see how it goes before the end. See whether there's any change in your opinion. You are okay. We can't hear you. We cannot hear you.
Sir, I want to add one point, because I have developed a concept of finite and infinite.
Correct.
I don't know why I have developed this concept, whether it is wrong or right. So Anadim and Anant Anadim, I can't speak Hindi properly. Finite and infinite. In that concept, I am developing that when infinite and finite are the same thing, same property, they have the same properties and whatever it is. So with that concept, I am talking like this, that it may be incarnation of the soul may be possible.
Okay. So yes. I want you to absorb today's discussion, and end se pehle aap mujhe bataiye whether you are clear or not. I would definitely want your opinion before the end of the session.
Okay, sir.
I'm requesting you. Chidanand, and then Chidanand and Anshul. Chidanand.
I would like to develop this thought, because when you say infinite, actually it is considered to be, what you call it as Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. So what is Brahma? That which is Anantam, which is infinite. That infinite has to be in the finite from the sense of infinite time, infinite space, infinite vastu. And that is Satya and Jnana. So infinite, the Brahman or the Sip is always infinite. And that which is finite will always have a birth and death.
Yes.
So finite will always be in the realm of Prakriti or in the realm of nature.
That is why I get scared.
It's an English language. Max Muller created this problem of soul and spirit. In any of Indian scriptures, we don't have this concept. We have got Atma, which is an organic of infinite.
So does the Atma, okay, wait, does the Atma have Punarjanam?
It cannot.
So you are again.
That is a spark of infinite.
Okay, hang on. So what I'm saying, that's why, Chidanand, I'm very scared when you're listening to too much of the Upanishad lectures by Swamijis. Then I get scared because those terms cannot be easily comprehended.
No, I was always confused about, say, 20 years back. But when I realized the limitation of English language, then I started finding out what is that cannot be expressed in English language. And that's where the problem came. And now that's why new words are coming in English language. Ephemeral, it was not there in those days.
Okay, doesn't matter. All I'm saying is we are going to touch two topics today. Does the soul incarnate?
Not possible.
Okay, if all of you are saying not, then who incarnates? So these are the two subjects that we are going to touch today. Anshul. After Anshul, let us ask Bliko, and then let us put this in the next gear. Anshul, bataya. You never speak. I'm very happy. Anshul baat kare, I'm very happy. Bolo Anshul.
Shivom.
Shivom, sir.
Shivom, sir. सर
Tell me.
मैं सोचता हूँ कि सोल वापस रिकॉर्नेट होता है, क्योंकि
Okay.
वर्ल्ड कभी खत्म होने वाला नहीं है। तो हम लोग डेथ कोई भी इंसान का या कोई भी जानवर का डेथ होने के बाद भी अभी हम मरते भी है तो कोई अगला जन्म में पुनर्जन्म हो सकता है, हम जानवर में जन्म हुए हमारा या जान किसी में भी जन्म हुए, तो मेरे हिसाब से सोल कभी रिकनेक्ट होता है मेरे हिसाब से।
Very good. So just to tell you and Rajendra for a moment, there is no doubt that reincarnation is there. But the question is who reincarnates. तो ये आज हमें साफ हो जाएगा. And so at the end of the call, I want Rajendra's opinion. I also want your opinion. At the end of the call, I'm going to stop. Administrator, I have to stop 3 minutes, 4 minutes before and get clarity. Today's discussion is very important because this is self-realization. This is God realization. This is the way to mukti, to anubhuti, because there is a lack of clarity in the world's understanding. So we have to have understanding. Yogini, welcome back. And Batai Yogini, what is your question? Bliko, I'm waiting for your input next. Bliko. Yes, Shiva.
I wanted to clear actually, the body dies, the mind and ego, they come back due to the karma.
Yes.
So who is coming back? Because the costume will change once the body is dead.
Yes.
How does the mind and ego come back?
Good. Very good question.
Soul, or how it is, sir? I want to understand this.
Very good. So Anshul, you are there. So here it is. I'm going to give you the example. Rajendra ji, please pay attention. Rajendra ji. Okay. So the question is this. Best example. Komal, Rajendra, Anshul. दो balloon है. White balloon और blue balloon. Right? Clear about it?
Yes.
So अभी ये balloon अगर हम balloon को burst करेंगे, I'm not wasting the balloon, I'm not bursting it, but if I take out the air, white air and blue air, now when I blow back, will the same white air go in the white balloon and the same blue air go in the blue balloon? Rajendra ji, will the same air go?
No. Yeah, same air will go.
Same air will go because
the air,
From the atmosphere.
The white air and the blue air became one. They are no more same. White air is not separate, blue air is not separate. Anshul, are you clear, Anshul, what I'm saying? So now, if the white air and the blue air became one, when the Atma leaves the body, it becomes one with the Paramatma. And then when we blow again I'm blowing. Again air is coming. Again rebirth is happening. Again Atma is coming. But it's not the same Atma. It is another Atma. And another Atma means Paramatma is the same. Paramatma is not another Paramatma. It is the same Paramatma. It is just like Komal, Rajendra and Anshul. It is just like a wave coming from the ocean. The wave comes and splashes. It becomes again one with the ocean. Another wave comes and splashes. Is it the same wave? Is it the same water? It appears like the wave is coming again and again and again, but it's not the same wave. It's not the same water. So, Yogini, are you clear, Yogini? So what so your question is, and I'm touching this point to see whether there's clarity in the group. Anybody has doubt the body will die? Yesterday Ashok Nichani sent me a video. 18-year-old badminton player died. Then my administrator told me one 10-year-old boy in school, 10-year-old boy died. 10-year-old boy fell down and died. Heart failure. 10-year-old boy. Unheard of. Every body will die. Now, every body will die, and everybody who is not enlightened will return. Everybody will die, but everybody who's not enlightened and not liberated and not attaining moksha will return. Who will return? It is me, M-E, mind and ego. And how they will return? They will return when the Atma gives the life. The life comes from the Atma, but not the same Atma. The Atma changes. Yogini, the body will be new, the costume will be new.
Yes.
And the Atma is from Paramatma. But
Okay.
it is not the same spark of unique life. It is
Okay.
another soul.
Okay.
Done, sir. Right. I understand.
Any confusion?
No, no.
Yeah, actually, it is a ansha of Paramatma. So ansha every time changes.
Yeah.
The
So,
droplet of water will change, but it's the same water in the ocean.
Master Chidanand, you're clear, but we have to ask the people who are not clear, Master. So
Sir,
Rajendra and Ansul.
Sir, I can understand like this. It is ego and mind which comes back.
Correct.
Now, in order to go it, make it run, then again the soul comes. In order to make it run.
Absolutely correct. Are you clear about it?
Just like we go to fill our petrol to our vehicle anywhere, any pump. So
let me explain to you.
Same everywhere.
Let me explain to you. अभी एक बल्ब है आपके यहाँ, तो बल्ब में अगर बिजली आता है, वो बल्ब टूट जाता है और एक नया बल्ब आता है, तो नया बल्ब में मेन कनेक्शन से बिजली आएगा, लेकिन वो पुराना बिजली नहीं आने वाला है, वो नया बिजली आएगा.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
मेन सोर्स एक ही है.
Got it, sir. Got it, sir.
So, Anshul, you're clear. Anshul, you have a doubt?
No.
Okay. So we have a new person, Pivarshu.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Pivarshu, yes, please. Admin KT.
Yes. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
The topic is very interesting, sir.
Yes. Welcome. Where are you from, Pivarshu?
I'm from Manipur.
Please ask her. What is your question, sir? Welcome to the call. We welcome you.
Yes, sir. As you have said, Atma and Parama, when we die, our Atma merges with Paramatma.
Correct.
But I have heard this from Brahma Kumari.
Yeah.
Brahma Kumari, that Jivatma and Paramatma are different.
Correct.
And we do not merge.
Correct.
Jivatma and Paramatma exists, but
correct,
they are different entity. That I have heard. So it seems to be contradicting, but I'm joining with this wonderful session, and I will be without any bias. I will hear up to the end, sir. So I have that concept from Brahma Kumari. That is I'm sharing, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So Pivarshu, join us every day at 8 o'clock is this call. Please join us and ask us some questions like you're asking today. So I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Pivarshu. So
yes,
Pivarshu,
yes, very.
So Pivarshu, it's like this. Many religious groups and spiritual groups, many of them have different ideologies.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to evaluate from your intellect and from your consciousness.
Yes.
You have to ask yourself the question, did you see me blow? Did you see me blowing the air out of the balloon? Did you see the experiment? You saw me with the balloon, and a white balloon and blue balloon.
He joined just now.
Okay. So Pivarshu, are you there, Pivarshu?
Yes, yes.
So can you see me? Can you see me, please? Okay. This is a blue balloon.
Okay.
This is a white balloon. They're two different balloons. So it's just like you and me. We are two separate. But when the air leaves one balloon and the air leaves another balloon, does the air remain separate or the air becomes one?
Yes, absolutely. It merges.
So where does the soul go? If the soul leaves the body, where does it go? Where does the soul go? So when you pay attention to the detailed discussion to realize the body will die and the soul is energy, it becomes one with the supreme energy, then there is no rebirth. Because of ignorance, we think we are me, M-E, the mind and the ego, and we come back to earth in a rebirth. So, Pivachu, I would request you to join some more of our calls to have more clarity. But I'm happy to answer your question. If there's any more question, please frame your question. If there's another question, I'm happy to answer your question.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, Lakshmi. I know that I have not been able to convince you fully, Pivachu, because I cannot contradict Brahma Kumaris. I can only tell you what the truth is. And I'm telling you the truth. It is for you to use your intellect and your discrimination and to choose what is the truth. It is not my business to contradict. I will only tell you what is the truth. So Lakshmi, please. Lakshmi.
Sit, sir.
Sit, Lakshmi, tell me. Yes, Lakshmi, you have a question?
So once in case if our karma is back, if we are born again, sir, are you able to hear, sir?
Yes,
Can
yes,
you
continue.
hear me?
Yes, please. If you're born,
Yes, sir.
again, tell me.
Yeah, if our karma is left, if we are born again on this earth, it may be in any form, but the soul will be the same.
Soul will not be the same. Only me, mind and ego will be the same.
Okay,
you who are Lakshmi, your body will die, but you will not die.
Okay.
If you realize you are the soul, you will become one with the Supreme. If you don't realize you are the soul, you will come back in a new body.
Okay. Okay, sir.
It's very simple. If you are able to pay attention with your consciousness, it is very simple. If you use your mind will confuse you and say, no, I don't understand. So if you listen, if you are in consciousness, in stillness, then you will be able to realize the truth.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We are open to new questions from new people and old people. Any other questions, please? Because Ask AiR session, you can ask any question on life, on death, on God, on religion, on spirituality, on happiness, on problems, on peace, any question. Kaumudi Sip.
Yes, I want to say something, not ask, that new people are new, but we are not old.
No, but so what Chidanand said, the problem is in the language. Huh? We are all Anant Anadi. We are immortal souls. We are ageless, we are birthless, we are deathless. Neither we are new nor we are old. We are eternal. We are only using the language. And unfortunately, there is no other possibility but to use a common language. If I tell Bliss to start speaking in French, then everybody will get heart attack. Everybody will not know. What? Très bien. Comment ça va, monsieur? S'il vous plaît. If Bliss starts speaking, then we have a big problem. Huh? Like Bliss has a problem when we start speaking Hindi. Bliss goes up, oh, what? I don't understand anything. Okay. So, Bliko, are we going to get your opinion? Rajendra wants to say something. Bliko, I want your opinion. Yes.
Can I talk, sir?
Sivam.
Yes, tell me, Bliko.
So we are very clear that soul is not birthless and deathless, but the incarnation word maybe I think came in the picture because we see the Buddha, the Ramakrishna Paramhans, the Raman Maharshi, and all the enlightened masters and their teaching and their life, which reflects us that there is a incarnation of God in this form to the purpose of lifting the humanity to see the divine in a different way. So this is incarnation, means soul doesn't incarnate, but God's will incarnate in the form of new soul like these enlightened masters and many more.
Good, interesting thought. But you are an enlightened master. So I don't believe that you need to be a special soul. To me, Bliko is an enlightened master, and Bliko is every Atma is as powerful as Paramatma. There is no one Atma more powerful. This is our mind creating illusion. So, Bliko, just to tell you, you are a divine soul. You are no less than Vivekananda or Ramakrishna Paramahansa or Adi Shankara. Those are the costumes they are wearing. The Atma is as powerful in you or Chidanand or Vivekananda. All the same. But it appears what you are talking about, you're talking about the evolution of the Jivatma.
Yeah.
And you are attributing the wisdom of the Jivatma to the power of the Atma. But that is not the case. I don't know whether you are getting my point of view or not. All Atma are equally powerful.
Yeah, all Atma are equally powerful, and all Atma has a possibility to become enlightened. But since there are very few 0.01% people are getting enlightenment in this lifetime, so people believe that these people who are enlightened are special.
Those are evolved Jivatmas. Those are Sthit Pragyas. Those are Jivan Muktas. Those are people who appear to be enlightened because of their ability to be a yogi in this world. But
and
nothing.
that ability, I believe, is a grace of God only. One of the factors, because their efforts are there, but it is already
grace of Sit is on you as much as it is on the Buddha. It is not. It is the Buddha's sadhana. It is the Buddha's effort. It is Bliko's effort that Bliko has reached this point. So do not see. This is the problem. You think God is choosing grace? No, it is karma. That is what you're talking again. You're bringing back the concept of karma, and you're bringing on the concept of bhakti. Of course, if you have a lot of bhakti, the power of bhakti will give shakti. So let us be very clear about this whole thing.
May I add, Guruji?
You can always
we are talking of reincarnation and not incarnation. I think that's the subtle language problem again. Incarnation, very first incarnation was there. Thereafter, we went into reincarnation. And so that is a slight problem of incarnation and reincarnation.
But what now you are bringing one new twist in this whole discussion, because whether you are an incarnation or you are a reincarnation, you are still an Atma, and you are still Paramatma, and you are still Shivoham, 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 Shivoham. There is no difference. It is,
because there is no duality, right? No
duality.
It is in Maya, is Anirvachaniya. You can interpret it the way you want, but if you want to have Sip, it is Ekavachaniya, and it's very clear. Sip is only there. Rest all is not.
Rekha, I'm coming to you next. Bliko, I'm writing a book called Shivoham, which is getting published in 15 days. In that book, there's a story. I think in that book, if I'm not mistaken, or it's another book. I'm sorry, I don't know which book it comes. But the little child goes to the park, Bliko, and the child is going to buy a gas balloon. And the gas balloon guy fills a red balloon and ties it on the gas tank. Then he fills the white balloon, then the pink balloon, then yellow balloon, then blue balloon, then green balloon. The child is looking at all these colorful balloons in the air. The child goes and asks the gas balloon man, uncle, if you fill gas in a black balloon, will it also fly up in the sky? And the gas balloon man smiles and says, of course. It is not the color of the balloon. It is what is inside it. We all have the same gas. We are all balloons. We all have the same Atma. Some people are blessed because of their prarabdha karma, because of their sanchita karma, because of their agami karma. Some people are blessed. They become jivan muktas. They become sthit pragyas. And they are the ones who are yogis of this world, like many of you in this call are. Many of you are yogis. And this is not easy. This is a challenge which we have to attain. Anyway, Rekha Parvat.
Shivoham AiR.
Shivoham Rekha.
If there is a rebirth, now the body is born with a new body.
Yeah.
Okay. And a new soul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because new soul does not mean like a new body. The soul is a dot, is a speck of the Paramatma. The soul is a speck of SIP. So, so the soul comes from SIP, goes back to SIP, comes from SIP. SIP, soul is everywhere, like air is everywhere. So I always ask this question. No? Now, Rekha, are you there? Interesting question. For many of you who are also new. Is Indrani on the call? Is Administrator Indrani on the call? I saw Hemalata is there, right? Many of the newcomers.
She came and left there.
Okay. So I'd like to ask you all now, Rajendra ji. Rajendra ji, इसमें glass में क्या है Rajendra ji?
Water.
अभी मैं glass. I'm moving the glass. I'm moving the glass. Is the water also moving with the glass, or the water is not moving?
Water is moving.
Water is moving or not moving, Rajendra?
Water is moving.
Moving.
Water is moving. Na? Now you tell me. अभी पानी है नहीं है?
No.
अभी ग्लास में क्या है राजेंद्र जी? अभी ग्लास में क्या है?
Air है.
Now tell me, is the air also moving with the glass?
Air can't be moving because air is always there if the water is not.
The glass is in the air.
You got it right.
The glass is in the air.
In the earlier case, the water was moving with the glass. But in this case, the glass is moving in the air.
Yes.
Not the air is moving in the glass, but the glass is moving in the air. So sometimes to understand Atma and Soul also, the Atma is everywhere. The Atma is everywhere. And when the Atma goes inside the Jiva, inside a cell, it becomes a Jiva Atma. And when it becomes a Jiva Atma, it gives life to the Jiva. From the time of conception till the time of death. Okay. So, any questions, Rajendra, Ansul, before I end the session? Any questions? Yes, sir.
I have a, because I can't say it is a question, it's a riddle in my mind.
Polo?
Say now, it's now for sure that ego and mind takes rebirth, comes back.
Yes.
Now the soul comes to infuse as a driver, it comes as a driver to infuse the energy or dynamism in it. Okay?
Correct.
Sir, am I right, sir?
Yes, absolutely.
It's simply a driver. Let us take it simply a driver. Then suppose I am Rajendra, there is a soul in me that is my driver, she is driving me, dynamism, creating dynamism in me. Then a cell is taken from my finger. A cell is taken from my finger, cut from my finger, from my finger. When it is taken to the microscope, there will be a moment of that at unicellular position. What is that moment, sir? Is the same consciousness?
No, I didn't hear the last point. The cell is taken from your finger and then?
A part of flesh is taken from it and it is just verified under a microscope.
Yeah.
There will be a moment, there will be cellular moments.
Correct.
With that flesh.
Correct.
Till that dies. What is that consciousness? Is it the part of the same soul, what I say, finite and infinite?
Of course. Of course, it's the part of the same consciousness, but it will die. It will not remain because the conscious. Suppose Rajendra, suppose my finger. Suppose my finger is cut. My finger gets cut.
Yeah.
Now.
Yes, sir.
I run to the hospital. I run to the hospital. It's still alive. They can fix it back or they cannot fix it back.
Okay. Yes. Now I got it.
They can fix or they cannot fix.
They will fix to some extent, to some time, till it is alive.
They can, but if it's already dead, अगर 2 days के बाद 2 दिन के बाद ले जाएंगे तो?
हाँ, नहीं वो तो नहीं होगा. But my riddle is that if soul was living here, now what part of the, say it has come out for 2 hours or 1 hour, it is there. So the consciousness is again there for 1 hour. So it is the same consciousness.
Nobody can define what question you're saying is only known to the Supreme. What you need to know is every cell of your body has the Atma. The Atma is giving consciousness to every cell. When the body dies, you know, I was listening to some very big guru, very big guru, and how he was telling that after we die, the soul will remain for 10 days, for 12 days, then the soul will be over the house for 13 days. We don't have to believe all these things. We have to only understand one thing: in the moment of death, the soul departs. If the soul departs, death. If the soul does not depart, the person can revive. The person can come alive back in few minutes. But the moment the soul departs and the body is decayed and dead, the game is over. There is one girl who works with me. Her Swami is supposed to be in Samadhi from the last 15 years, kept in ice. And every day she tells me, my Swami will come back. My Swami will come back. My Swami will come back. He is kept in ice, baraf mein, for the last 15 years. But she doesn't believe he is dead. He has not eaten food for 15 years. He is lying in ice. But she says he is alive. He will come back. So what do you say, Tajinder? He will come back after 15 years of lying in ice?
I can't say anything, sir.
So these are the complications which the mind is caught. We are caught in thought, and we become slaves of the mind. We don't use our intellect to discriminate. Rohit, last question, Rohit.
Yeah, Shivoham. Yeah, so few silly questions maybe. So Bhoot, Atma, you know, definitely I think ये है ही नहीं actually. So what is your view on that? So,
अगर भूत आत्मा नहीं होगा ना, तो all the pandits will go out of business. और जितने पंडित हैं सब will lose business. They have to create this bhoot story. अगर भूत का स्टोरी नहीं होगा तो लोग 12-12 दिन पंडित को खाना क्यों खिलाएंगे मौत के बाद? It is a good business. It is a good business strategy.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, what happens is people will not perform any pujas. Death is over. Okay, do the cremation. Do the cremation. Have a shower. Feed the cows. Finish whatever you want to do. खत्म हो गई बात. ये तो भूत है, ghost है. All these are good business models. They are good business models for creating fear. Fear in the heart of, fear in the minds of people, so they perform these pujas. What is your next interesting question? Bolo.
Yeah. So Atma exists. The soul exists. Only the soul exists, and everything else is a prakriti, which takes the reincarnation.
Everything else is 5 elements. Panch
5 elements.
Yes.
5 tattva, which takes so this mind and ego takes the rebirth. So who's the Chitragupta who takes who has the account, who settles the account? You know how that happens. Is that the impressions which is there on the soul, which
who is controlling all this is universal laws. Just like who is controlling the earth that is going around every day? Who is controlling the revolution of the earth around the sun? There are universal laws. Who's controlling gravity? When you throw apple, why it doesn't fly in the sky? Why it comes down? The earth is governed by certain universal laws. There is no accountant or there is no person sitting and calculating. And these universal laws are created by SIP, the Supreme. That is all we can comprehend. We cannot comprehend anything beyond that.
Okay.
Anything beyond that is speculation. Anything beyond that is a fiction of our imagination. Anything else, Rohit?
Thank you. Thank you, Guruji.
You are convinced? I hope you're okay.
There are many questions. Yeah, there are many other questions also, but then I will ask in next session.
Okay. So I will take Siddhanand's question and conclude the session. Siddhanand.
Again, the question of language, Guruji. energy fields. There are kinetic energy, then there are so many emotional energies, there are subtle energies. They are referred in Sanskrit as Bhuta, Preta, this and all. Basically, we are dealing with what multiple energies. Again, the conversion of Sanskrit into English, and everybody is an uncle. Whether it is a mama, kaka, mama, we say all the uncle. Now, this whole thing has happened with soul, but actually it is not. It is Atma. There is subtle body. There is causal body in English, but in Sanskrit, specific words are there which exactly identifies what we are talking. They are basically energy fields, which quantum energy mechanics and quantum physics is now recognizing it. I only want to submit that. So I don't want to contradict. It's a question of English language, which is some pulling everything into one and then saying it is one, and that creates a sort of a misunderstanding and the sense of spirituality. And basically, according to me, matter is superstition today, not the spirit.
Okay, so what I thank you, Jalan. So today's discussion was very clear, and let's conclude with clarity. 1, is death reality? Every body will die. 2, is birth going to happen? Yesterday we had an interesting discussion. Why male and female? Because if there's no male and female, then there'll be no birth on earth. Male and female is a strategy by the creator. So there is a continuation of the cycle of death and birth to carry forward the law of karma. Now, today we are very clear. Who dies? Only the body dies. Who is born? The body, along with the mind and ego, carrying its karma, powered by a soul. A mind and ego, me, powered by the soul, comes into the first cell of existence called zygote. 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8. A child is born with 25 million cells. Then the adult becomes 35 trillion cells. And when the body dies, the soul becomes one with the Supreme. But because of ignorance, because I think I am me, mind and ego, I carry my karma and I return to earth in a rebirth. This is in essence the teaching of the Katha Upanishad, which is one of the important aspects of the Vedas and the Upanishads. My dear friends, every day at Zoom, we try to clarify one point, we try to clear so that together we move forward in this journey. Today is Thursday. We started at 8. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 7:30. Tomorrow's call is at 7:30 and Ask Care at 8. With folded hands, I bow down to you and hope to see you tomorrow.